Hi everyone, I'm back with some more Islands of Insight, and for some reason I decided to start on top of this building here, even though there are no puzzles nearby that I'm going to be solving. So we're going to fly our way to, should I do more Serene Deluge? That's the place I've done the least, but I think the place I've done next least is the Shady Wildwood. It only makes sense, these are the two last areas of the game, so I've been here the least. So let's do some Shady Wildwood. Although I will say, I think this is my least favorite area. There's just something about the aesthetic of it that's the most boring to me. And also, it's the one with the most memory grids and shy auras, which are terrible puzzles. Actually, how many of them are there? 111. There are 111 memory grids here. There should be 11. That's how many there should be. Okay, so this says it's a 1 difficulty. This is actually really kind of an eyesore to look at. So it makes it quite difficult to figure out. I think it's supposed to be this. Unimpressed. Unimpressed with that puzzle. I have not been impressed with any memory grids. Yeah, memory grids and shy auras. Were there any other new puzzle types from this world? I think those were the two new types, and they were both bad. I don't know, I should say bad, they were just both disappointing. The only puzzle type I can really confidently say is just bad is the Morphic Fractal, which, strangely enough, does not exist in this world. It's only in the first 3 worlds that you find him. Alright. Okay, so I'm definitely... Oh, hold on, these 2 logs right here. That was lucky. I knew I had to get close to the thing, but... close to that big building, but I wasn't sure where the path would be. Okay, Shiora, let's see. Let me try flying but not looking at him. That works. Alright. Logic grids. That's got to go through here. We've got to connect all dark cells. Exactly 1 symbol per light area and no squares. So... which would be better? I think this would be good to keep squares out of here. And then... no. The... I think this way would be good. That's it. That's what I want to do there. I do like the logic grid rule that was introduced in Shady Wildwood, though, the symmetry. So there's at least that, even though the rest of this world is pretty underwhelming. I'm going to sneak without looking. Okay, so maybe... okay, so he wants me to fly to him. Although, the thing with the ones that don't want me to look at them, the camera ones, another thing that makes them annoying is that it doesn't actually... I don't think it counts whether the shy aura is in my field of view. I think it only counts whether my character is pointed... not character, but my camera is pointed in the direction. So let's say this was a guy that doesn't want me to look at him. This would count because my camera's like X position or whatever is pointed. Like all of this axis is pointed towards the guy. I think that's why that works the way it does. But I'm not 100% sure. It just feels that way because sometimes it feels like I'm not looking at him, but he still goes away because my camera is still pointed in the axis that he's on, and it shouldn't be done that way. Alright, that's suspicious. Makes me think it could be that I need to look across on the other side. Oh no, it's just right here. It's kind of disappointing. I wish that was a little more challenging there. I don't know, there's 1,500 matchboxes in the game. They can't all be winners. Okay, that has to be here. Can't connect to the 3. Means can't connect there or there. This is... okay. This is forced. This would overload, so we can't do that. This would overload. Okay, that's taken care of. That would overload. So we gotta do this. And then I think we can just complete it here. Logic grids really are the best puzzle type in the game. It's not even close. Alright, that's done. We can't go much further this direction, but we can go here. Can't bring that up. That has to be blocked. That's got to be blocked. This has to be blocked, so we're done there. Oh. Both of those have to be blocked. That's got to be blocked means this comes out. That's got to be blocked, so now we've got that complete. That's got to be blocked. That's got to be done. Okay, that has to be blocked, so we've got this going on. That's blocked, as well as this and that. This has to be blocked, so we're done there. Cool. Interesting. And there's a cube over here. Nice. Uh, 654, huh? Well, we have to connect these two to each other. There's nothing we can do about that. This 5. Let's see. Actually, hold on. We have to do this. The 4 would overload here, so that's done. Ah! Puzzle radar. Alright, what am I looking for before I do this? So matchboxes, there's a billion of them. That's fine. Leitmotifs, I think I'll be fine. I'm not worried about that right now. Sightseers, just plenty. Jeez, there's so many. Sentinel stones would be nice to grab because I do want to make sure I'm not... like, I've only done a few. There's only a few per day. Hidden objects, obviously. Any of this? I could find memory grids. Music grids would be nice to also kind of clear out. No pattern grids today, so don't even worry about it. A bunch of wandering echoes. There's some flow orbs would be nice to hit. Glide rings would be nice to find. All of these will be fine. Shy auras, you're going to trip over them. There's so many. See, the nice thing about trying to track down shy auras is they're very noisy. So if you just wander around, you'll eventually find them. Alright, well let's just go. There's just a lot of different puzzle types here, so I'm not going to focus on one particular one, but if I see one of the ones, I'm definitely... It's going to take me forever to get up to where I'm going. I'm going to lose so much time here. But let's get some cubes, because those I tend to miss. Because they require you to go to kind of out-of-the-way spots. In little crevices and things. Where did that cube go? Right over here. And there's an arch up here. Oh, no, right here. Can I find things like flow orbs? It looks like they're all in a different part of this world. Yeah, I don't have much time left with this puzzle radar here. I'm not going to grab the Wandering Echo simply because it will run away and I'll have to chase it and I won't be able to find the other puzzle types I'm looking for. But there is a cube right up there, so let's grab it. Just as I lose my puzzle radar. Great. That's fine. At least I grabbed a bunch of cubes that I probably would have missed. Another Wandering Echo. Going to be tripping over these for a while. That the music? That's a memory grid. Nope. That was kind of a gimme there. There really not a lot going on with that particular guy. So where's your buddy? Where's your buddy, little red? Whatever that symbol is. Where's the green one? You'd think in an area that's this green you'd have a hard time finding green boxes, but they stand out alright. It's just I gotta find out where it is. This is too far away, I think. No? That's it! So I've got to stand somewhere over here so I can see both of them. Nice. Okay, anyway, there's a memory grid over here. Let's just get them out of the way. And there's an arch back there. Okay. No, don't do that. It seems like every innovation within the memory grid is just designed to be irritating rather than challenging. Alrighty, let's get this. Is there a reason? There we go. Oh, chromatic sky drops when there's no sky drops anywhere nearby. Great. It's not going to be helpful. Okay, I need to get through all of them. Kind of feels like I need to go through like a really sliver here. Okay, I think the only way to move anything is here, and then we're good. Okay, I hear him. He's annoying me. Where is he? Is he over this side? Yes, he is. Do you want me to fly to you? No, you don't. Okay, fine. I'll take care of you. Darn it. Yeah, he's gonna go away. Okay, flow orbs as well. Is this two separate puzzles? I think it's two separate puzzles. This one looks like it will just kind of be annoying because they're all just And that's as good as it's gonna get. I mean, I could do better, I just don't want to. This one looks like a nice challenge, actually. This is kind of what flow orbs are meant to do, I think. And you get from point A to point B as quick as possible. But instead of A and B, it's point A, B, C, D. Ah, no, I fell off the edge. So let's try again. What would be the best? Yeah, this is another one where like figuring out the route is part of the puzzle. Is it better to go up and down rather than side to side? So like go from here. Now we've hit half of them. We'll get the other half here. This feels like the long route, like it's not going to work. I gotta go a better route. No, 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 no. Okay, see, this is not fun. That's not a fun thing to have happen. Movement's just a little too floaty to make this platforming any good. This probably isn't the fastest route either. It's good enough for gold, so I'll take it. There's also a memory grid here. Yeah, over there. Ooh, 3-pit memory grid. It's going to be really irritating. No, it isn't. This is a much easier way to look at things. It's not as much of an eyesore. Like checkerboarding, when it does like every other piece, that's really hard to see. Like, yeah, I gotta do this a lot of times, but it doesn't hurt my eyes to do it. Alrighty. 3, well that's done. That's done. Let's see here. That's done. Let's see. That's impossible. Yeah, that's impossible. So that is done. That can't be done. That can't be done. It's gotta be this one. Yeah. Cool. Cool. How about you? How about we do some hidden pentads? It's gotta be somebody. Maybe up top? I'm not taking care of... Oh, fine, whatever. Guess we're doing this whole thing. Alright. There's a relic. There's a lot of puzzles right in this little area today. I like that. It's very dense. Surely there's something around here. Well, there's one right in the open. Would I guess there's something on top? Doesn't look like there's something on top. So I think we want to be looking underneath. Ah, there's one there. And let's just take care of this and let the bubble shrink a bit. That's done. This would not be okay. Those got to be blocked. So does that. Corner rule, that's got to come out. I just have to block these. I think that's the best way to do this. Yep. And there was another box somewhere. It was like a one-pipper. Where was it? Oh, there's a four-pipper right here. Okay. This would overload us, so it's not going to work. In fact, this can't connect here because it's going to be an odd number. So, gotta go down. I think we have to do this. No squares. Connect all dark cells. So yeah, we gotta do that. Now down here, though, we can connect these. Oh, no, we can't. Wait, if I do connect this, then I have to... Yeah, I'd have to make a square, so that's gotta be blocked. Can I do it this way? Yeah, I can do it this way. And then... There. There was another puzzle box I saw. Right? Was it way out here? There it is. It's just being blocked by those pillars. Okay, that'll overload. That's done. That would overload. Yeah, that would overload. It's just viewpoint numbers. Don't gotta worry about anything else. This has to be done. Yeah. Okay, so over here is where we're gonna find the last bit, and it's just right there. Alright, are there any others? There's a matchbox pair somewhere in here, too. Was it this way? Okay, there's a red piece. Oh, the green piece is up there. Sweet. Anything else in this little area? Oh, there's that guy. Let's jump backwards. Where is he? Where is he? Right there. Don't think he's caring about my camera. Okay. Where are we in time? 20 minutes in? Alright, I'll keep going. I do need to clear out this area more than I have. I'm looking up the stairs to... I think I'm looking at the place I was just doing all those puzzles. Yep. More sightseers. More shy auras. That's looking down just from up here, I think. I need to make sure I'm... like, way up here? Nice. There was a shy aura around here. Where is it? Let's sneak while not looking. I guess he wants me to fly to him? No, maybe he just wants me to hold still. No? So yeah, my camera wasn't facing him at all. Like, what the hell was that? Alright, that is looking down at this from a corner? Which corner? Right. I'm looking in. I've got to see a... No, maybe I'm looking down at that building further away. Not this one here, but that one there. So I need an angle from... Is it... Hold on. Just from a cliff here? Between these two? Nope, not with that tree in the way. There's a... Oh, I think it's this tree here. I passed through it. There we go. Nice. How much longer do I want to be in this zone? I think I'll go till about 30 minutes in this zone. So I've got a timer going so I can track how long I've spent in particular areas. It's not like the most important thing that I stick to a time. I just don't want to do it, end up, you know, spending an entire hour doing one thing. Or perhaps be playing for 4 hours without checking. This is the type of game I could play for hours on end without stopping, because it's just a bunch of little puzzles, and that's great. But I do need to make sure that I, you know, go to work and stuff. I'm gonna get both of these. Do I want to be in this side, maybe? I don't think there's an angle back here that gives me all of them. Is there an angle back here at all? Doesn't look like it. I would think it's somewhere central on this guy. I just have to get that one. There we go. Okay, we've got to do... What's the point here? That's the point. That one's already done because it's all shiny. Okay, how about you? Let's see if I fly. Let's see if I wait. Yep, just wait. Boring. Ooh, frame rate drop. Guess I'll just get used to that happening every once in a while, I wonder. Okay, those can't connect, those can't connect. One symbol per dark area, so this has to connect to D. So that's got to be full. This has to connect to B, so that's full. Oh no. This has to connect to A, and then that's... There we go. Nice. Okay. Connect all dark cells. So I gotta find out where the obvious... So if I did a dark cell here, for instance, I would have to do white cells, which would mean this has to be dark, and that has to be dark, which means that's gotta be white. That would have to be dark. Those would both have to be white, so we'd have the same thing here. Whoop. This seems okay. But then this... would also be okay. Did I just guess correctly? Is that what happened here? Yeah, I think I just guessed correctly. Those are dark. Maybe if I had done a light cell there, it would have immediately not worked. Okay, so I'm guessing you're not a camera guy. So hold on. Sneak up to you. I think this is what he wants. He wants me to sneak up to him. And there. Don't think I've done a lot with this tall building in a while. The place that has the worst match 3 puzzles in the world. Let's head up top and see what we can grab. Oh. I don't think there's a lot of puzzles on this building, but it's always nice to check. Oh, there's an island over here with a matchbox I can see from here. So let's grab the right angle here. That it? That's the only thing that's up here? I mean, I've got a sky drop, but those are randomized. They're not considered part of the puzzle set. I do see this. Hold on. Whoa. Ah, I missed. There we go, swag. Let's do the other Sentinel Stone. I think this is the last Sentinel Stone in this area. Okay. Okay. Where do I stand for this one? Is it on this? Feels like I gotta somehow get to that central area and get a good view through it. Like here. There. Is that all of them? I think that's all of them for the day. Yeah, Sentinel Stones are hard to miss. They can only appear in very specific areas, and they're very big puzzles. But there's just not a lot of them at a time. So the fact that I have to get 100 of them at some point is going to be a challenge. What's this? Does this go up here? Yeah. There's an archway here, I heard? Yeah. And then there's a Wandering Echo and a Hidden Pentad. Oh, and a Glide Ring. I should do those because I have the hardest time finding them. Are you going to stop playing around a bit here? Alright, cool. Glide Ring. Oh, there's 2. So let's get the one up top. Ah, just go straight through these. I'm falling below. Hold on. Let's try that again. How do I stay here without there? Like, how do I not go through the bottom of the ring? Okay, I'm barely making it. There. Wait, hold on a second. How many rings are there? Let me get on one of these real quick. How am I supposed to get that one? Am I supposed to be using these to get to the highest ring here? No, I've already gone through that one? Okay, I thought for some reason I hadn't gone through it yet. Okay. There's just these. And that takes me to the next glide ring, which is here. Am I gonna make it? Yeah, made it. Alright, 2 glide rings. See that one. There's gonna be something on top of the building somewhere. No? Maybe behind the building somewhere? Ooh, too far. What is up? What is up? There's more down here somewhere. Oh, there could be something inside the building because we do have that within the bubble. Looks like no to that. Hold on. So yeah, I've got 2 down here. It feels like that's the only 2 we're going to find down there. We're going to have to look elsewhere for the rest. Let's try heading up around the side of the building again. Ah, yes. Any more? Maybe in this crevice? Not exactly. Is there anything up higher than that? It kind of feels like no. I would think there's something hidden back here, because there's just enough space, right? But apparently not. Apparently that's it. Ah! There's one. Alright, now while that bubble gets smaller here, I can look for the other piece of these matchboxes I see. Like I see the one that's up here. Where's the red piece of that? Oh! So I've got to get an angle that sees both. Nice. Okay, we're definitely looking more toward this end. Oh! Try behind the waterfall. Always check behind the waterfall. Huh. There's also this, this guy, and I would suspect he just wants me to fly to him because he's up on top of something. Yeah. So then where is the... Ooh, there's 2 green boxes here, so there's got to be 2 red boxes somewhere. There's that one, and then there's the one just right down there. Is it on the other side of one of these other towers? No. Oh, it's up on top of that tower. There. Wrong target. That one then is this target. So where's the other guy? Where's the other guy for that one? Down below somewhere? Doesn't look like it. If I were a matchbox, where would I put myself? Right? Like, I would think somewhere over here. Oh, hold on. That might be it right there. Yep. Archway. Is it just down here, maybe? No? Oh, right here. And leitmotif here, which looks... Yeah, you just gotta stand there. Okay, I've done a lot of puzzles in here today. That's for sure. Let's see. What other stuff can I do? There's another Shiora there I can get. Get those out of the way. Alright, please just let me fly to you. Do not be a different guy. Let me just... Nope, you're a different guy. So let's try backing up. Back up. There we go. Ooh. Is it gonna be under or on top? Okay, it's just here. There we go. Alright, let's head to a different area, because I've done so many puzzles here. I think I've mentioned before, my strategy is not to, like, fully clear one world out. Because of the way puzzles load in the game, they load in all 5 hubs. So if I clear one of them out, then it's going to be forever before I can find new puzzles in that new area. So if I do a smattering of puzzles in a bunch of different areas, increase the chances I have more puzzles to do later. So, feels like that's it. Okay. How many of these do we got? Only 94 total. I still haven't done that many. Jeez. Are some glide rings here. But I do... Is this just around... Okay. Let's get the lower one last, because it feels like that is going to be the bigger challenge to recover from. Let's try that again, I bet. There we go. Ooh, I got the perfect time on that one. There is a cube somewhere, though. There. Glide ring. Nice. Another 4 orb. How about 5 orbs? Do I want to be going down or up? So the thing about going up is, you know, climbing can be a challenge, but going down is very floaty. I feel like down is the best. Oh, that was really floaty. Okay, let's try again. Yeah, going up is tough just because, well, climbing is hard, collision is bad. Well, collision's good, but collision's bad for flow orbs. You serious? What if I tried going up? I'll take it. Not my favorite puzzle there. A couple morphic fractals we can get out of the way. I'm trying to get, yeah, 2 circles, because that's what that is, but I gotta move them slightly. Somewhat in this area. Okay, sure. There's another one around here. Let's grab it. There. Okay, this is kind of an eyesore. I mean, they're all kind of eyesores, but this one is really an eyesore. I need to have, like, can't even get it looking close yet. It's something like, right, we got the shape here, but it needs to be thinner. This is a little better. This is something. It's actually really hard for me to tell if I'm close. So it's good the game just gave it to me. Yeah, it seems every morphic fractal, each new one, teaches me a brand new way for that puzzle type to suck. Connect dark and light cells. So this is a choke point. No squares? Alright then. Is there any other... Well, in here, these both can't be dark. One of them's got to be light cell. One of these got to be a dark cell. Well, if I were to do this, we would basically have a complete puzzle. Alright, I just want to see if there was anything I was missing down there. Can't get an angle from up here on those rings. Ah, this is not going to work here. Closer? No. This side at all? No, I have to be over on this side. Through here. There. Yep. Music grid. Pretty good guess on which pitches were which things, because there was one more row than there were individual pitches in that puzzle. Alright, I'm going to spend some time down here, and not a lot of time, but I'm going to do some lost grid puzzles, because we got to get these ones done. There's still about 100 of them left. Okay, connect all dark cells, connect all light cells. So let's start with this 17. Oh, it has to be all of them. So we've got 8 so far. This would be 9, 10, 11. So we do have to connect the 11 and the 13. That's as far as we know. If all light cells are connected, though, we do have to do this. Now 6, 7, 8. So it has to go up. It's got 8, 9, 10. It has to go up one more. This has to go up. Is there any way this is a light cell? Yeah. Yeah. This would overload the 7, so there we go. Is this going to make a pattern? Like, what's going on with this puzzle? What's going on here? Well, if we wanted to bring the dark cells through here, the 3 would not end up being able to do anything. So it's got to be up this way. No checkerboards. We have to bring around, because connect dark and light cells rules. That was a weird one. That didn't feel right. Something felt weird about that puzzle. Alright, area numbers is all I gotta worry about. So how am I gonna fit the 9 in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have to put a 9 there and there and there and there and there. I have to go at least that far. The 7... Not sure. If I put the 7 down... Well, if I put the 9 in these spots, it might as well. It clears up more space. If the 4 went up into here, the 9 would not have any room. Not really. I could do it this way. 6. Now there's no space to put the rest of this. Right? No, I have them all. This is, yeah, oops, hold on. I have them all. Interesting. It's okay, but it's interesting. 2 out of 9 means if there's a total. So the way I'm looking at it is if I see, this says it can see 8 cells. If the total number of cells seen is 9, then we have to just leave one blank on either side, but we have to fill in the rest. This has to fill in all the rest. This has to fill in all of these. We don't want to make dominoes. Connect all light cells means that's going to happen. 1 out of 8, that's got to be full. That's got to go. Okay, so all that's left is, do we just do this? Yeah. Not a really satisfying puzzle, but okay. That's the hit or miss nature of the lost grids. Some of these puzzles were removed for a very good reason. Exactly 1 symbol per light area. Alright. Don't make dominoes and don't make diagonals. All numbers are off by 1. That is annoying. So all numbers are off by 1. Here, this can't be a 2, but it can't be a 3. So this has to be a 1. So no matter which one it is, we have to block these 2, which means this has to be a 1. So no matter what, we have to block these 2, so we have to block these 2. This is complete here. No diagonals. We have to have 1 in these 2 spots. We can't have 1 there. So now we have to have 1 more. This has to be a 3. This is a 1. 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 Okay, so that's done. That's got to be complete. This has to be a 1. These both have to exist, which means that's got to be a 3. Right. Exactly 1 symbol per dark and per light area. So we got to do this. So this 6 can at most fill in these, so it has to go out this way. This 6 could at most fill in those, but it could go either of these 2. That's got to be black. Now, if this were a dark cell, we would be forced down. Here's the trouble. If this is a dark cell now, this has to be light. How do I fill this area in? Because I can't put a dark cell here, which means this has to be light cell, which means there has to be a dark cell in here to block these 2 from touching, but it won't touch any of those. So that's light and that is dark. Which means this is as far as that can go, this is as far as that can go, this is as far as that can go. So it comes out. Let's see. If this were a light cell here, we would have to bring the light down. We couldn't bring it out. But this would allow me to bring light cells up. So I'm not sure. Could this... The various ways. If we bring this around and this around... Like if I put a light cell here... Well, I can also just... hold on. If there's a light cell here... There's a light cell here. There's no way there's a dark cell here. Because then we have a problem. If there's a dark cell here... Could there be a light cell here? No, there's a dark cell. These are both the same. There's a light cell here. If there's a light cell here, these are dark. If there's a dark cell here, these are light. Okay, so it's basically this or this, right? Can't be that. So this or this. Which one is it, though? That's the question. It's not going to be... Yeah, this... So that means... this cell, but it can go this way. Like, I don't know which direction these 6s are going to go. Now, if I were to block this 6 down here, let's also think like there's one symbol per area, so we've got 8 6s. So I've got to fill the center areas with this. So if I did this move here, I would need to get something down here. Like this sort of thing. Right? Oops, hold on. This would not be great, right? Because then I would have to find a way to connect this. Like this, however, is... no, it's not doable. So this isn't right. I don't think that's right. Right? Like if I do this, like what do I do? So if I did it this way... I do this. No, I can't do that. That's not going to work. Like this type of thing would work. This stuff just does not work. Hold on. So I've got to figure it out. Well, if I tried this, I still don't know which direction to go from here. Am I supposed to... This is a 1-star difficulty? What the hell? If I did this... Well, this would not work. I definitely can't do this. Here, then what does this connect to? If this goes down, it has to be connected here. And this doesn't connect to anything. So this can't be it. This doesn't work. So I think it has to be this setup. But then what do I do here? There's no way this is it, because now we can't make any sort of connection here. So it's got to be blocked here. If I block like this, no, I can't do that either. What am I doing? No, it'd have to be... What am I doing? What's going on here? I must be missing something, because 1-star puzzles are not this hard. Because there's no way this is white, right? Because if this is white, well, then this is black all the way. But if this is black, and that's white all the way. So those are the options, but I'm guessing. I'm literally guessing this whole puzzle, which is bad. That's a bad way to do a puzzle. This has to connect here. No other piece is going to connect to it. So this is the only way I could make this work, which is going to be a problem. Because now this can only connect to the 6 here. Can I... It's gonna do that. It would have to be this. Which is not gonna work. So it's gotta be this. And then we can't block here because how on earth are we going to make this work? So it's gotta be white. So if we were to use... Well, this has to come out and be a 6 somewhere. This no longer can be a white 6 because then it'll... So this would have to be black, which has to come up here. Could go down this far. Well, if it didn't, if it did this... That doesn't work. That doesn't work either. That's gotta connect. Is this it? I hated that puzzle. Absolutely hated that one. Absolute dog shit puzzle. Alright. That can't connect. Don't make white squares. That's all I gotta worry about here. The C can't connect to the A here. That's done. That's done. Let's see. The other ones, that can't connect there. This has to be white for sure. Can't connect to B. A is going to have to go through here, so B's got to be blocked off like this. Alright, don't make white squares. Then we don't have to worry about too much else here. That can't go. Alright. Better puzzle. I'll do one more simple one and then I'm going to pack it in for the day. Exactly one symbol per light area. Well, galaxies already have to be one symbol per area, but I think this means I can't do one of those. I gotta just be careful with it. Which means I gotta figure out, like, if this was a light cell, what would it connect to? It could connect here. It can't connect there. But if this is a light cell, we would have to do this, which would also cause a problem there. So that has to be a dark cell. Now, if this is a light cell, it's fine. If this is a light cell, that's fine. That's not fine. So if this is a light cell, it would have to connect here, which would also be a problem. That's a dark cell. If this is a light cell, that seems fine. And if this is a light cell, that seems fine. This is good. This is actually fine, just like so. Well, let's see. If we did this, this is also possible. Whatever the case, this one has to have opposites here. So if we did black, black, white, we'd have to have a white cell there. Whereas if we did white, could be black or white. It's just that if we have white, if we have black here, we can't have black there. But if we have white, we can totally have black there. We just would have to... no. So this has to be white. There's no getting around it. So it's either that or that. Let's see. Over here, it's only a 3 difficulty. I'm overthinking this really hard. If we made this a light cell, we would definitely have this happening. Which so far so good. That's light now. This probably is just the correct answer now. Yeah, that's just the correct answer. Alrighty. That's all. I really don't have an outro here. I actually never have an outro. I have no script. I just say what comes to mind, which is always scary because after solving puzzles, I have no mind left to say things with. So I'm just going to end it now. And I hope to see you all in the next video, should I decide to keep on going. That sounded really depressing. I just mean with the game. I'll see you around. Bye.